We're going to take the tiger over the giant and Sir Galahad. Sir Galahad? Todd? We'll figure it out. And basically, I think the doubling of the early treasures is a little bit stronger than. I think I think Jack's pretty strong. You imagine if you get a treasure, having it doubled is a little better than giving everything +2. Is sort of my thinking. Um, hmm. I think we want to do this and pause. The idea is Loki generally has a strong board early, so we probably won't get the sleigh. But grabbing this, maybe, or seeing something else, casting this is really good most of the time on early turns. When you can't afford better spells. And we're only going to have 3 in all likelihood. If we happen to have 4, I guess we'll cross that bridge. But we do not have 4. Okay, well they got a very nice spell. So we actually take extra damage. So we're going to cast this, grab that. Okay, so we're unlikely to win this round, so that was sort of a waste. But we ended up buying 2 things, which is sort of the likely outcome anyways. You're always hoping to get the eeny meeny and get an extra thing, or get a shrink spell, and then be able to buy everything, or buy 2 things, I guess. So it might have been a bad freeze. We do want to triple things as quickly as possible, but we weren't likely to. Even if we saw another cat, I don't know if that's what we'd want to buy, because we just have 2 1/1s, and having 2 1/1s doesn't really lend yourself to a board, whereas this is actually a decent setup for a board. Oh, that was unfortunate. Yeah, we're going to lose this round, obviously, but we don't even get the gold. Which would have been nice. Okay, so this is sort of interesting, and I think we're going to go like this. I think we're going to pause. I mean, obviously, because the treasures are so strong, we're pretty incentivized to get this. So next turn we're going to buy this, and put it here, and then put something else right here, or maybe move some things around. Depending on what support buffs we want, and we're just going to try to level the or triple the 2 supports, and then build a little team in front of them, and hopefully pull something off. Merlin is very strong early, so we could still be in trouble. This is fairly large, but yeah, Merlin gets pretty strong. We're just hoping to get some, maybe Slay Trigger would be nice, and then not take too much damage. I think this person was in our last game, actually. Oh well. Yeah, we're gonna get a Slay Trigger, but not much else. This person has quite a strong board of mostly chickens. Took 6 all the way down to 26. Wow. Yeah, we've been taking quite the beating so far. So this is obviously very good with. I think if we go something like this, it's our strongest board. Let's summon some 4/4s. We'll get this, because I think we have a chance to win a fight. The idea being that this will hopefully attack in and die. Some trades will happen. Then when this attacks, it will cast them here. This will be a 4/4, this will be a 4/4, and this will be a 4/1. And that might give us enough to win the fight. It might not. And if our supports get taken out, obviously that plan falls apart pretty quickly. But I think this is our best early play. And we still have 2 pairs that can maybe go into into some treasures that will be doubled. We wouldn't mind, honestly, I wouldn't mind the health one. I don't know if I overrate that one, but it feels like something that can just do a lot if you get it early. Okay, so this was the first thing attack. Oh, and we didn't get the sleigh. Okay, so I'd say this hasn't worked out the way we wanted, but since this is still an 09, fortunately for us, we are going to win this round. If they were able to cast on this at all, it would be very big because it gets the +2/+2 and it gets the +8. So it'd be like a 10/10. Oh, and we get this one too. Okay, so we will level this up. Perfect. I think we'll give everything +2/+2. I think that's going to be stronger than pretty much anything else. We'll grab this. We could get this, right? What if we grab this? What happens then? We grab this, put it here. It has a decent chance of slaying, and we could just cast this spell here. we see a lucky. I think we'll pause for the lucky because tripling a 3 is pretty strong here. I think it might even be better to try to do this and get this trigger early, get a 4-drop. The thing about this is, if this triggers, we actually get the 4-drop in this combat, which is pretty nice. We'll try this. I'm not, you know, super confident in any of these plays, but we'll try it. We've played Caleb before. That's a good slay for us, and this survived. Looks like, oh no, we attacked the one thing that doesn't give us the trigger. These fortunately spawned very large and will, looks like, take them down. We'd love if this thing got attacked. Yeah, so we get the buff from that. Oh, once our supports start attacking though, because they are buffed, we do lose a lot of value there, so we have to be careful. Oh, and this was the one that got hit with the buff. I think we'll grab this because we just want to... this could get a 3, but it's kind of slow here. I almost want to do this. I don't think I'm going to. I wonder if we still want this slay. Is it better just to have like this in? We can sell this and get this. Yeah, I think that might be a little better. Just because it lets us get the chicken. You know, we're buying a lot of seemingly not great things. We'll do this here, right? We could also do it here. Yeah, we'll do it here. So, we're buying a lot of seemingly random 3s just to have them. But the idea is that we really want a 3-drop treasure to triple. And if we can do that early... Oh, you know, it's a big power spike. We were at 26 health pretty early, and we've sort of leveled off, which is great. We will be at 4 next turn. You know, hitting 4 is great, but, you know, this only doubles 3 and below, so if, you know, it's good with this so far. Yeah, but once we start hitting 4s, they no longer get buffed by this. So a bunch of things happen that, you know, maybe losing that means it's a lot harder for us to trigger our slays. We will get this slay. It becomes a 4-drop, although it might have been better to wait a turn. I think we're going to lose this fight. Yeah, we will, because this is just a little too big. That's what happens when a thing gets taken out. So down to 21. Medusa's not a bad card. This is a pretty good one. We can get 2 dragons. It's hard to pass up, it feels like. Although, I don't even know if we want to put them in. I think if we did put them in, we put them right here. I think we do that, and we do that. That's probably our best board available. Now this is only 2. It does sort of seem worth it to get this instead. We can do this and put it here. So we still have pairs of 3s. We still have 2 pairs of 3s. We kept those. But this, I mean, this would have been very strong. Maybe this would have been the play. But now we have a pair of 4s as well. And we have a powerful 4 support. So we don't want to go all in on trying to use this ability. If we don't get the, you know, if we don't get 3-drop treasures, then, you know, we'll go for 4-drop treasures. We'll go for 5-drop treasures. You know, the game just sort of has to continue progressing. We can't just, you know, stop and only buy 3s hoping to double them, and then in the meantime everyone's getting, you know, level 5 and 6 and whatever, and you know, we're trying to, you don't maximize individual things in the game. You maximize your total strength. You know, so if you're just trying to maximize this power or a certain character or a certain support, you're gonna end up in situations where you have, so taking out this, well, we took out, well, so we really crushed this person, but we also took out their entire backline. Yeah, they're gonna, they knocked one thing off. They took 12. They were the first place person. Yeah, that was a tough round for them. We could grab this, put it here. It has a decent chance of triggering because we have so much stuff. I don't think we're gonna bother. We don't really have slays. We're not gonna go for that. Okay, we'll triple the lucky because it gives us a treasure which is doubled. Unfortunately, these are not great ones, and we don't have any slays. Although I sort of want to grab this because it's so good with slays that now I want to pick up some. And if we get the princess, okay, we'll grab this as well. See if we get the slay princess. Okay, we'll grab this and make our dragons enormous. Right? Yeah. And does that mean we want this in? I think we might want this in just because it's big enough. Should we cast this? Or should we? I think our dragon's going to be big enough to win the round. Does this do anything? No. So the idea is that hopefully our dragons are big enough to win the round. I got this because if we find a slay later and it gets +6/+6, it really increases its chances of being good. Even something like Lancelot. So this allows us to maybe transition our 3 treasures into something further into the game. So that's sort of my thinking behind that. It may be flawed, but I think there's some logic there. Taking those things out is great, while taking out the biggest thing is also great. Oh, we didn't even. We were hoping just to trigger this. Maybe we had to put it further ahead if we wanted to trigger it. Nothing interesting here. No. We could go for something like this. Just put it right here. Let it get buffs. I don't think that does as much as we wanted to. We'll grab another Medusa and probably just a kidnap. Medusa is probably stronger than this. We'll go something like this, I think. I mean, these are not doing very much at this point, because Medusa doesn't need to be that big. If we do something like this. So we should fly over, attack 2 things, and then we'll go something like that. Oh, have this attack earlier. Loki could be very strong. We were at 25 health when everyone was at 40, and now, we're still at 21, so we've sort of stabilized. I mean, this giving +10/+10 to 2 dragons is obviously very strong. I mean, this is not doing anything at the moment. So, and I think this is giving +2/+2 to 3 things, which is unremarkable. So, we're only really getting value out of this, but it is a lot of value. Okay, so we will take out some of their backline. That's nice, because their supports. This attacking into anything is very good. We'd love if this got taken out, although it doesn't look like they're going to have stuff that's big enough to do so. Okay, oh, actually, yeah, perfect. So we just get the 4 from this. I don't even know what the first thing we got was. Huh. But this is a pretty good character. We're going to sell some stuff. I think we're done with these. I think we will take this, and we'll take this as well. This is very good to put up front. Okay, well this is nice. We can triple the Medusa. I think at this point, summoning an additional copy is okay. If we wanted to go into dwarfs, that's interesting. I do love casting spells. This is very powerful. Maybe this should be the one game I don't go full on spell casting. I actually want to do this because it prevents our backline from attacking. Go something like this, even like this. No, we should actually just do this, right? Should we sell something and get this maybe? Yeah, I think we'll do that. So this is nice. Tripling this doesn't do a ton. It makes the statue a little smaller, but it gave us a 4 and we were going to have to take something out, so it did clear up a space. So the problem we're going to have is when these dragons get too weak to kill their backline. when we reach the point where the dragons no longer trade effectively. This is nice actually because, since when it triggers, with this, if it triggers when there's not enough room, it won't go off. But since this has a lot of opportunities to trigger, we eventually do get... Wow, so we could really go an interesting build with all these mages. I almost want to do that. Right, we get all these and cast a spell. Yeah, we're gonna do that. This might be a terrible idea. I'm open to that possibility. But if we think about this for a second, we have these mages. We have this thing casting spells. We can't put these in yet, right? I think we do want a second one of these as well. Still, I think, yeah, so the idea is basically that if we can triple this mage... Okay, I think we'll pause here because we do want to cast this. If we can triple the mages, we can get these to be so strong. We can get them to be very, very strong range characters. And I do wonder if it's just better to go like this, actually. We lose out on one dragon attack, but this gets bigger, and we get the extra mage in to get the buff off of this. That's the current plan. Again, might be flimsy logic, but getting large range characters is sort of a proven technique. If you ever get the chance to do that, I'd recommend it. Wow, taking that out early is great. Spellcast is good. And these will summon here and here. They get a little buff. Obviously this is kind of big, but it looks like we should be fine here. Yep, we take them down, deal a little damage. Wow, this person has been doing pretty well too. We're playing them now. Okay, we'll buff a bunch of things. And roll. Nothing super appealing. Okay, here we go. So we get to triple this. One of your evil characters die. So this is one of the best things with... Okay, this we just have this do nothing. This is one of the best things with Tiger, I think. That's been my experience at least. Okay, we really want this. How do we get it? 1, 2, 3, 4? Or do we just go 4 here? Put this in, put this in. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely weak this turn. We got a lot weaker this turn. But if we can go forward a couple turns, we want to replace this soon. And we want to replace this, it's doing nothing. If we can survive a couple turns, I think we can really ramp up our power. Okay, not what we're looking for, obviously. Oh wow, that spawning thing has meant we took even more damage. Wow. Okay, so we got knocked all the way down to 4 health because of just wild spawning. That was tough. Definitely gonna take this. Definitely selling this, and we'll cast this on probably the pumpkin, which buffs everything here. And I think what we want to do is put this in and this in. Put these up front. So hopefully this person's not that strong. Oh, maybe we just want this in the back, right? Yeah, let's put this in the back. Yeah, we'll put it closer to the front in the back. Put second right here. So the idea is hopefully these trigger, buff everything quite a bit. I mean, this might have been a bad detour to go down. You know, we might have got a little away from it. Having the pumpkin means we're going to throw around a lot of damage. The fact that this person's going roughly the same comp as us isn't great for us. But if we just have very big range characters, The problem actually with the range characters is because if they're throwing around we throw around 6, they throw around 3, and oh, now we actually get a little value out of the spawner. But they can take out our range characters who don't have a lot of health. They're gonna have a lot of attack, but not a lot of health. So we'll see how powerful this person was before they got knocked out. They're actually fairly powerful. Okay, summoning a bunch of pumpkins here is great for us. Or summoning a bunch of things from the pumpkin. So we'll win this round. Hopefully, one of them gets taken out, and we can secure a second. Nope, nothing for us. Although that might mean they're closer in power than we thought. This is going to be pretty good against a board that includes this. So, with the board that includes that. Take this, grab a 4. Oh, cast a spell is amazing. Especially when it's replacing that. Okay, I think we do something like this. It's a little bigger, right? Yeah, we'll do that. I think this is our best board that we can assemble right now. So the hope is that we just have some big ranged characters. We'll put this here. We'd rather this buff the books. This will attack early. It's a little bigger. And this transforms into a statue, so it doesn't need the attack buff. Sometimes it does if they have buffs on it, but even if it becomes just a whatever, a 5/5 statue or whatever, we don't really care. So hopefully these spells work out. We'll have a lot of triggers throw around, but obviously if they just have a lot of stats, and they do. Oh, and we're against an Angry. Angry is one of the worst matchups for us because it just keeps buffing everything, and if we throw this around, so that was very lucky. But I think in general they have just so many stats that we are going to have a tough time. It is nice that this will attack and fill the board up again. But I would say that we're still pretty heavy underdogs. Just because it's going to be hard for us to hit this. Or, to kill this. If we can get this, the nice thing is this will be taken out and then this will be able to attack. And that hit the wrong thing. Wow, we won. Oh no, we tied the round. Okay. Wow, so that's actually really bad for us. Tying the round means that we're going to get this. Obviously. Unsurprisingly, at least. Oh, that would have been nice too. Tying the round means that no one got knocked out. So we're now in excuse me. Oh, we want that so badly. And we're just a little short. So, tying the round means that there's still 3 people left, and we have to face the top person. Because we just faced this person. I guess it was possible that they would face them, but I think we faced the ghost the turn before. So, I think they have a similar board to us. The issue we're going to have is if they hit this with a lot of sarcophagus triggers, we'll be in trouble. If we could sell, if we had 1 more gold, obviously we'd sell, grab this, but 1 gold short. You sort of have to think if there was any time we could have got there. So what do they have? Yeah, see, if it hits this a bunch of times, we will be in trouble. Although the pumpkins triggering early is nice for us. Although this is going to be able to kill. When this triggers, it will kill this, so that's the problem. This is really like just a strange thing. Okay, so they get a bunch of those, and we should get a board full. Our board's obviously very weak, but it throws around a lot of these things. And yeah, and when their things trigger, it also throws around. Triggers. Wow, we were able to take that one down. Do they only have sarcophagus as a thing? Wow. What a weird... we're gonna double the ability of our other things. Oh yes, okay. This is exactly what we want. That's amazing for us here. This just summons a bunch of things that die. I think we're gonna do that. We will buff this thing. But yes, summoning a bunch of things that die just means that... Do we want this? How good is this versus everything else? I think we're sort of done with this mage buffing idea. We want this later on, right? Yeah. So yeah, basically, I think every one of these is going to throw around 9 damage, which isn't great against the angry still. We're hoping, that one of them gets knocked out this time. We're hoping that we survive against the Potion Master, who I think we had a little bit of trouble with. But, yeah, we need to be able to buff, if we could buff this mage's health, that would go such a long way. But yeah, so we cast 2 spells every round. This was unfortunate for them that it didn't die right away. We cast 2 spells every round at the beginning, and then we throw around 3 things every time one dies. This is going to summon 3 things, and die, so it's going to get to throw around 4 triggers total, each of 9, which is fairly significant. And they're just bodies, and they're bodies in front of our buffers. And then we have this thing afterwards. So against Loki, I think Loki was the one who had... I wonder if we just want this because it's big. It doesn't throw around any triggers. It's a mage. It's not evil. No, I think we do want this. It's better than this, I guess, is the logic. But I think with... we definitely want... we don't want to change characters. I think we're just looking for a polymorph. It's possible this is better than... yeah, that's probably better than anything else. Can we please find a spell? No, I meant a good spell, I should have specified. Well, so we'll put this ahead. The hope is just that the angry doesn't go wild on us. If that happens, we'll be, in trouble. If we can take out the angry, I think we have a decent shot. I think this is the dwarf person, right? Okay, taking out that early is really great for us. Them taking out that does some weird stuff. But yeah, the problem we're going to have is this angry getting really big. Or this angry not getting really big, but buffing everything else. As you can see, they have a ton of stats right now. So we took out the angry, but now we need to take out these other things. Yeah, I think these might have gotten a little too big for us. If they attack the pumpkin... oh, no, see, we really needed them to attack the pumpkin there. We did get a bunch of range characters, but I think we're just not going to have enough damage, even with all the damage we're throwing around. I think it's not going to be enough to get through the amount of health some of these things have. Yeah, so it looks like we'll get taken down here. But really fun game. Really nice tiger spell sarcophagus combo. Dwarfs is just a tough matchup because of just the pile of stats. But that was a really good one. I'm glad we got to play that.